Hi and welcome to this week's edition of the Amber Tree Wellness TV, your weekly dose of health and wellbeing. How are you going this week? What I want to talk to you about this week, it's a bit of a follow-on from an episode that I made a couple of weeks ago, and this one's on food addictions. Now let's have a little bit of a talk about food addictions, and what they are, why they occur, and how we can change the way we respond to food. In the past episode I spoke to you about our emotional connection to foods, but there is also for some people real physical addictions that go along with foods, and generally the physical addictions are for the processed sugaries, manufactured foods. They're the foods that we tend to crave a lot of. Sugars, caffeine, all these things that give us a bit of a sugar hit. Now let's talk about why. Why does our body really crave these type of foods? Generally, it's a stress response. So when our bodies are stressed, and if we go back to, I've spoken about stress before, but when we go back to our caveman days, certain things happen within our body when our body depicts it's under stress. Yeah, it shuts down digestion, increases blood flow to the arms and the legs so we can run faster, our heart pumps faster, our immune system starts to drop, and a lot of things happen in our body. Now, when we're being exposed to this type of stress all of the time, we actually have these physiological changes going on in our body. Now, some of the things that happen, particularly when it comes to the type of foods that we want when we're stressed, our body tends to crave sugars, fats. And the reason why it craves these foods is because it needs the sugars for quick energy. So if it's trying to get away from a saber-toothed tiger, it needs to make sure it's got plenty of sugars for really quick energy. And the other thing that we need the fats for, and the fats are for restore that, because once again in our caveman times, we didn't always have food. So they had times of feast and they had times of famine. And when there was famine, we needed to be able to utilise our own fat storage to keep us going. So this was a stress response. But unfortunately, we don't live as cavemen anymore. We are living in these fast worlds, but our bodies are still responding the same way as it used to be. So when we're under lots and lots of stress, we tend to crave these foods more. But the problem is these foods cause more stress. So when we're eating these types of food, particularly your processed foods, which are high in chemicals, additives, preservatives, manufactured sugars, all these other things, our bodies get more and more stressed. And then we're in this cycle because the more stressed we are, the more we crave these type of foods. You know, and for those people who start their day with a strong cup of coffee, that's really just starting your body in a really big stress response. I've spoken about the fight and flight. So as soon as you put coffee into your body, you're triggering your adrenal glands to release these stress hormones. It's in a flight mode, and it stays like that for the rest of the day. And it is on this adrenaline flight, and your heart starts to pump, and then by about 10 o'clock in the morning, your blood sugar levels and your energy levels drop, so you go and you eat some more, either have another coffee or you eat some more sugary food, and you're on this firing on and off all day long. So what do we do about food addictions, and how do we change them? Number one is being aware of what's happening. So obviously if stress is a big driver for this, we need to start to manage our stress. We need to find other ways of dealing with stress rather than eating foods that cause more stress or drinking caffeine. So start to replace some of those foods, those really sugary foods, with things like fruit, because at least if you're having a piece of fruit, you're getting some fibre in there, so you're slowing down the sugar hit. Start to really look at, the food you eat. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, because if you're not getting enough sleep, you're automatically, once again, you're stressed when you first wake up. So there's lots of things that you can do to manage your stress. And when you're managing your stress better, you'll find that your addictions go. Now, it's going to take time, and it will take some willpower to start with. But after a month or so, you will notice that all your cravings start to go. So please let me know, do you suffer from these food addictions, particularly sugar and caffeine? What have you done in the past to actually quit it? Sometimes just joining an I Quit program. I have a book on my website for I Quit Sugar by Sarah Wilson, or a Sugar-Free September. Sometimes doing these type of programs are a really good way to really get rid of that stuff for a month, and then you'll find that you no longer have those cravings. So let me know, what have you done in the past? Have you done anything to change the way you eat and reduce your addictions that you have to certain foods? Please feel free to share this video with all of your friends and families. I'd like lots of people to learn how they can live happy and healthy lives. So until next week, I'll see you then. Bye.